Jane, I don't know, maybe you could see the full moon. I think it was a pretty bad last time I did it. As soon as I get started, there's a vehicle taking away my train of thought. There was a problem in the way, the motor, and then there was something klingly, clangly, dangling from that truck. I'm processing the world in a lot more dimensions than a conscious mind can. How much of the human subconscious? Do you see? I mean, I've literally been driven, we can't say insane or crazy because there's no delusion about it. I've been driven autistic. If we could just be like, I mean, I'm hit. There's self-harm going on. There's slapping myself, and there's fighting all day with Zanzi. My autism can't survive without some way to have sensory deprivation. And humanity needs to know about consciousness from my lived experience outward. I have disproven all of the faulty, flawed, and fraudulent paradigms of the Western thought tradition that have our science completely separating mind and body, and they cannot be. And send the soul off to the church where we created a culture of pedophilia and this much lauded separation of church and state. Where's the fucking separation of governing and corporations? It's like, no matter what I'm trying to talk about, I go into the philosophical method in my performance art version of it, because this is the only way to go forward from where we are in this chaos, is to have a much more multidimensional, multifactorial, nonlinear brain. It's another reason I'm quite certain about this less than 30 years for the whole species. I cannot be left alone. Please. I've said this so many times. I need a person on this planet attached to the Pacific Ocean. I'll give you all 3 states. This is Washington, Oregon, California. This person just needs to talk to me for a few hours a day. For I don't know how long. Probably not very long, but I have no one to talk to. Everything, and this is what social media is doing to every single one of us, is we're chopping up our thoughts into smaller and smaller and smaller bits, just so it can be scrollable, just so we can quickly go get all these notifications, none of which tell us anything useful. And in all this time, nobody's workload has went down. Everybody's workload has went up. And then we get all this technology, action items, and where we found the time to get all these technology action items is in not being there for people. See, this is the tech singularity. They keep worrying about tech being conscious. You can't be, and if you don't know a definition of consciousness that doesn't include technology, which is things that we build, why are we letting these people run our civilization? It's this thing. It's the same thing about racism. If you don't have a good definition of human, you don't deserve to run anything. I have got to have somebody help me stay alive. I'm not able to. I have done the fucking math. Forget about your 10,000 hours, Malcolm Gladwell. And yeah, okay, there was this, that, and the other thing. Everyone wants to nitpick. No, that man was brilliant when he brought that up, but let me tell you something. I've now spent 30,576 hours trying to stay alive. And not a single micron of progress has been made. Because I only get to stay alive if I get to use my brain the way it is. I can't go back. I wouldn't want to if I could. Y'all do not understand. It feels like living when you stop being in this two-dimensional linear thinking plantation capitalism model. But we are in a plantation capitalism society, and somebody's got to help me. Because I got all these ideas, but they take more than one person to implement. Because I'm trying to help the whole species. This is not a solo venture over here anymore. And because it always had to be, to get to this point, to have had the time to collate and synthesize this wisdom, I don't have any neurons to tell me what I'm doing wrong, why nobody will help me. My life is in danger. I have only got days. I have a what is it? Jar. I'm going to call it a carton or a tub of peanut butter. Do you see how distressed I am? I do not know the unit of measurement for peanut butter. Remember Sherlock having couldn't what? I don't know. Sun Earth goes around. Who cares right now? I'm in the midst of a trance, he's telling Watson. Now his trances were all kind of about dead people. And just leave it to the men, right? Okay, take the height of intelligence. What you gonna do? Solve crimes, hang out with dead people. I'm a girl-looking, non-binary human. What I want to do is save the species from self-extincting. Because nobody's noticing what has happened to the cognition level of humans with these dumb handsets bossing them around. Nobody's noticed how quickly other humans have become extraneous to one's daily life. Now, I just don't know. There's at least 33 ways I can go from here. But the point of this again was, I'm dying. I have been living in torture for 17 months. The amount of car exhaust I've had to inhale, the amount of light shining in my face, the amount of not going to sleep because of the beep, beep, beep of the dump truck backing up, of the garbage trucks. You do not know how loud it is. Humanity, from the smell and the odor of all of these chemicals, and it's not the smell of them, it's what they do to your body. The alarm bells, when your air is not of the quality that your body prefers, there are alarm bells going off. That our culture has stopped talking about this, that whiteness has completely pulled us out of our human nature and into plantation capitalism schemes. We used to know this. Just think about how much, once I can think about it right now, hunger and thirst. It is painful when you can't eat and drink the way your body needs because of money. You're doing this to billions and billions of people. Now, do you see how powerful this is? Because what's missing is we got all this data, but nobody's feeling it. And this is why I completely discombobulate people, is I'm sending vibration and feeling with everything I say. And what is hurting me that nobody reflects back to me that they've felt anything I've transmitted. Nobody's embodying anything they say or do. Even when we're showing emotions in this culture, we're showing them. We're performing them. Overall. Now we all know, we've all had autistic meltdowns of our own variety, where our feelings adequately and accurately match what's coming out of our mouth and our body simultaneously. If it's not doing both simultaneously, if something is out of sync there, that's going to cause chronic disease like crazy. And that's where what the behaviors that we believe are autistic, the locked in kids, and the ones who are truly just running into cars the second something overwhelms their nervous system. They're the truth. They are demonstrating the truth. They cannot take these socialization programs that we have to learn and stop the autonomic processing of their mind and body. But in this society and culture, you're constantly forced against your will to separate the adequate processing of mind and body in sync, and it goes awry really quickly. The sooner that happens to a kid, the worse the situation becomes. It's again, we're not finding it because it's nervous system, not brain. It's the magnetic and the electric aspects of consciousness. When those go awry really early in your very first days on this earth, this is year 0 to 1. The implications of what happens there, things that are perfectly, like, well below the nervous system radar of most adults, not this adult. You want to guarantee your kid turns out all right, you want to hire this human. But I'm not for sale in that way. But you want to hire this human to perform like this. Sitting on the dock of the bay, the highly trafficked tourist road of the dock of this bay. I'm experiencing protein deficiency. Who knows what's going on with my hydration system? Because in a tourist town, no bathrooms. The inhumanity of how the civilization functions. Restrooms for customers only. Alright, y'all. Harmony.